Better hurry, spark it up with no worries. Harmonious Gang with the big bro Yuriy Hyphy. Get lit just like me, big bossed up, chop it up with Rylee. You better come with it and kick rocks, cause you now tuned in to 10 Talks. Now let's get lifted and take a shot, you are now tuned in to 10 Talks.
Yo.
Hello.
That was this. I actually did a smooth intro this time.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Thank you. All right, yo, what's up, guys? Huge shout out to everyone that has joined us or that's in here right now live or watching this at some point in the future.
Happy Sunday.
Yes, happy Sunday. Imagine it's like Saturday, because I keep thinking it's Saturday. No, it is Sunday. Okay.
We're off.
But yes, happy Sunday to everyone. Thank you to the Harmonious Gang, to the 10 Talks Gang for joining us for episode 122.
22.
Jeez Louise. That's so crazy. It feels like episode 22, like you're like, oh, it's just, it's 100 episodes ago, but like episode 22, we were still living at the old spot. Like so much has changed since then. That's so crazy. We always talk about that, but yes, let's take these shots to get into this.
I'm gonna have to borrow your chaser.
Oh no, you
Sorry.
selfish lady. I'm kidding. All right. Cheers to episode 122, and also to everyone that's watching. Thank you guys so much. Actually, you know what? Taking the shots separately, I feel like makes more sense because there's no like awkward silence. You know what I mean? Where you just hear gulp, gulp, just us gulping every time.
That is true. Oh my god. We had a pretty. I don't know how would we explain it? Our weekend, productive. I guess?
I don't even know. Okay, I was gonna say I don't even know what you're trying to refer to.
I'm just talking about our weekend.
What did we do? Okay, Friday.
We got a lot of shit done. We've been in the works of trying to put my computer together so I could start working on things while Yuri is working on things, because it's like very difficult to try to get things done at the same time.
Exactly.
Where it's like it's easier for me to do a clip and then Yuri could straight away do the thumbnail or be working on the same different things at the same time.
Yeah, we're basically like starting our own little like work office and from our home, because like at first we have my stream set up in my computer here, and it's like really good. It's really good for multitasking. It's a really good computer. You could do all this stuff on it, but Rylee does help me with like clips and like other stuff like that, but what sucks is I'm always on my computer and I'm always streaming or doing other stuff, so it's just like, when is she really going to be able to use my computer to do clips and stuff? Like when I'm not home, I guess, but then she's probably helping me with the IRL streams. So once I got my new computer, I've been talking about this for a while now. We mentioned this like months ago when I got the new computer, that the old one's going to go to Rylee to build his new setup, but we've just been busy doing stuff and waiting and all that stuff. But we basically finally went to IKEA, and we met two people at IKEA. I think one of them his name was Emmanuel, right? Like it was like, it was like, he started with an E. Shout out to Emmanuel. He's super young. He was like young. He was like 18 or 17. He looked like I don't know, like around there. But I saw him he saw me at IKEA. He's like, yo, Yuri, blah blah. It was like random, but we saw him, and then we saw this other dude. I forgot his name, but we saw him in the parking lot, bro, and he was like working. It was like it was so hot. It was like 100-degree day, and we were just like, bro, like, are you good? Like, is it like? And he's like, I'm chilling. He's like, I'm making this much an hour. He's like, I'm good right now, blah blah. And I was like, damn. But we saw two people at IKEA. We grabbed Rylee a table just like this one, and we're finally setting up Rylee's computer setup. I posted like a rough picture of it like yesterday. I think it might still be on my Instagram, but. For anyone that saw that picture is wondering like, oh wow, look at Rylee's little scuffed tiny little setup that has nothing on it yet. That's just the beginning. There's like
we just started getting stuff.
Yeah, like unless like you're willing to just drop thousands of dollars on everything immediately, and then you already have everything envisioned in your head of how you want to do things, like you can do that. But we didn't know how we were gonna do it. I originally thought we were gonna set up her table like next to the TV or next to the window, but now we have it in a whole different area.
I like how it looks right now.
Yeah, I think it looks way better.
The feng shui is.
Yeah, this idea is way I feel like way better than the originals. And we had to move our whole living room around. That took a bunch of time. That day, I think we did that on a Friday or a Thursday. No, we did it on Friday.
We did it yesterday. No, Friday.
Yeah, it was Friday. And that's the day, I think I did not stream on Friday. I really wanted to, guys. The whole plan was like, go to IKEA, Actually, no. Go to a couple Goodwills, because I mentioned this before, guys. If anyone out there is like trying to build themselves like a computer setup, especially like I love having multiple monitors. Like I can't just have one monitor. I need to have like 3. It makes like things so much easier, especially when you're editing and working all that stuff. But
it is super helpful.
Monitors can be expensive, and like so I told Rylee like the jug is just to go to Goodwills, and you know it's not gonna be it's not super rare, but you're not gonna hit gold every time. But you have to go to multiple Goodwills, and you might not find anything. But if you go to like the same Goodwills every day for like a week, you'll for sure find like a $30-$40 monitor that would have been like $100+ or something like that for really good prices. So we've been going to find monitors for Rylee. We went to go grab her this table. We bought her this one monitor. It was like $15. So I was like, bro, I can't say no to this. The one thing with Goodwill though is like a lot of the monitors don't have an HDMI input. They use like they're like all older. It's like the super old one, like classroom projector shit. It's like
it is like everyone there is like the old Dells, like in the computer room at school.
I think that's where I always wonder like where are these things still? We're in 2023. And these things are still on the shelves of Goodwill, like constantly. It's not like they've been sitting there. Like they like they'll either throw stuff away or give it to another company or even sell it. Like they don't keep stuff on their shelves too long, you know. So
that was probably the most used monitor.
Yeah, it's probably the cheapest monitor
of its time.
But you have to find like a monitor that has an HDMI input, and we found one for Rylee for like $15. I plugged it in, and the quality was just. It's doable, but it was so bad, the quality, that I was like, bro, like Riley's gonna have like it's gonna degrade your vision.
It'll bug me.
It'll like ruin your vision. I feel like because the quality was so bad. And we went to this Goodwill up the street, and if anyone that knows anything about monitors, like one of the most like I think popular entry level, like as soon as someone sets up a gaming setup or like a computer desktop setup, they always like end up getting BenQ monitors. And there was 2 BenQ monitors at this Goodwill for $50 each. I was like, bro. Jug, perfect. And now Rylee has like these 2 really nice BenQ monitors, like side to side.
Let's go. Also, not only were we building my computer, but Yuriy went ahead and ordered the brand new LiveU.
Oh yes.
So he has to reconstruct a whole new backpack. So we were in the search for new boxes.
So to give like a little update to everything, guys, the last time Rylee and I talked about the 30-day stream and how much money was made, all that stuff, I said that time that like I really won't know. Like I have at this point at that point I was like I had made nothing, so I was like I have to talk to my tax guy and see how much taxes I really owe, because I always do this thing where I save the exact amount that California asks for. I'm like saving that amount, but I'm not a tax person. I go off like the simplest tax rules that I know. Like, but if you actually know about taxes, it's like, bro, you don't just. There's things called expenses, and there's all these other things that I've never even factor in. And he was just like telling me like, oh, bro, like you spent this much money, you bought this, blah blah, whatever, all that shit. And then he was able to say like, tell me like, bro, you can. I like spend this much. No, he wasn't telling me you can spend this much money, but he was like telling me like this is how much you're gonna have to pay on your taxes, and it was like basically like half the amount that I had saved. So I was like, boom, fire. So like technically I can say profit made off the 30-day stream was like $6,500. I guess we could say crazy. That. But I feel like that's
worth a month. It's
incredibly
that's good.
But with that,
but you did so much shit too.
But
like,
that wasn't even the end. We started to pay off your credit card too. But and like I said, Rylee's credit card was used the first 2 weeks of the 30-day stream, and then also for the dinner, because once we hit the dinner, which was the last day of the stream, my credit card was maxed out and I couldn't use it anymore, and I had to start using Rylee's credit card, and so all the rest of that money went on Rylee's credit card as well.
You don't have to share all your
I know I'm getting too in depth, but anyways, I was you brought the LiveU, because the LiveU I was stressing over buying this, because
everything's clear now.
After realizing I had the 6,500, I was like, do I really, because the new LiveU with the new modems and everything that I wanted to get was gonna be like $3,500, and I was like, babe, am I really gonna, like, that's so much money to drop on this thing? And I was like stressing about it, and I asked Rylee. She was like, it was like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and she was like already in bed trying to go to sleep, and I was like going from room to room going like, should I do it, like,
and then like he was like, I'm gonna do it, and then I answered it, and I guess he didn't like the way I answered it, and he was like, your answer didn't seem too confident. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm telling you, like, just get it, like,
because I was like babe, like, I was like, for real, like, should I get this thing? And you're like, Yeah. And I was like, dude.
Because at that point, you had already asked me like 50 times.
Cause that shit's hella, like, it's hella expensive. Like, that whole setup, I was like,
it
damn.
is, but it's worth it.
You know, with taxes, all that stuff
For you.
included. But I ended up saying, like, fuck it, bro. Like, number one is, I've said this before, which is, you know, there's still so much to do in LA, but realistically, like, there's so many content creators in LA that everyone has basically seen everything done in Los Angeles already. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's so many content creators out here that, like, if I really want to, like, try to push myself, you know, out of my bubble of, like, you know, live streaming and, like, kind of, like, grow and do all that stuff, it's like I would have to travel. And I didn't realize this at the time, but the LiveU setup I have now, it's and the modems I have now, they won't work in other countries. It was tripping me out. Even if I go across the border to Mexico, it's just not gonna work. It's like, even if I pay, there's no amount I could pay. It's like they just won't.
International.
They just won't work internationally. So I had to buy this new LiveU with these two new modems that work internationally. So, like, that just unlocks a whole new thing where we can go to Mexico, we can go to so many new places. But the first place is like Mexico, because like I've never been there before, you know?
Yeah, you'll love it. It's fun.
But, you know, it's like a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but it feels like Rylee and I watch a lot of travel vloggers, and a lot of them have gone to Mexico. Obviously, they've gone to, like, a bunch of different cities there. And the main thing, literally every travel vlogger I've seen say, especially there's this one dude called Bald and Bankrupt, where he specifically went, he, like, asked, like, what's the most dangerous area in Mexico? I want to go there. And his goal was to prove that, like,
it wasn't bad.
People are hyping things up. People will tell you, like, it's so dangerous, just because it's, like, you hear one story, and, like, things get over-exaggerated. But you actually go there for yourself, you're like, oh, you know, just like in Los Angeles, I can go walk outside and some guy with a machete can cut my head off.
Right.
That doesn't mean that people with machetes are running around doing that all day, every day out here, you know? So,
no, it's definitely over-exaggerated.
Yeah,
but I remember, too, like, traveling to Mexico with, like, my dad's family or whatever, like, whenever we'd go on vacation. And I'd be like, are you sure it's okay? Because you would hear, like, all the crazy shit on the news and stuff, and he would be like, Rylee, like, it's fine. Like,
yeah.
He, like, told me, like, he kind of explained that to me at a young age, that it's over exaggerated. But he's like, obviously there's certain spots where they'll pick on, like, or, like, target certain types of people or whatever. But for the most part, it's like, it's just normal. It's normal life everywhere.
Exactly. Remember there was this dude I used to watch on YouTube, and he was like, I forgot his name. He would always wear a shiesty, and he would always cover up his face. And he said that he used to work for the cartels, and he, like, escaped. And now he filmed YouTube videos telling stories about his experiences in the cartels. And I think it was like OG Shadow or something like that. But he was saying that he was, like, doing, like, a, you know, answering people's questions video or, like, stream or something like that. And people were asking him, like, yo, is it dangerous? Like, should I go out there? And he was literally saying, like, bro, like, the cartels, it's not like some, like, little fucking gang on the corner, you know what I mean, that we have out here. It's like, literally, it's a business. It's so huge that it's literally like a business. Like, CEOs, managers, vice man, like, just, like, there's, like, so many fucking, like, roles and shit like that. It's, like, treated like a business that they treat tourists like money. It's like they don't want tourists to not come to Mexico. The cartels, especially when people say it's so corrupt out there, all the cartels are running the businesses, blah, blah, blah. It's like, guess what? If people aren't buying shit from the businesses, the cartels are losing money. Like, they don't want people thinking, like, oh, if I come out here, I'm going to die. And then, no one's going to be coming out there. Like, look at San Francisco. No one's going out there right now. But
shit's sad as hell.
I heard that it's like, the cartels have a thing where, remember that there was, like, that lady who recently she went to Mexico with her family, and one person in her family was killed, and she was, like, the rest of her family were, like, kidnapped, and then
I don't remember this.
If I pull up, like, the whole thing, I'm sure you'll remember. But then people were, like, tripping, like, oh my god, where are they? What's gonna happen to them? They're gonna be killed. They were dropped off, like, on a public street with the dude who kidnapped them, and the cartel wrote a note saying, this was a fucking idiot, like, this guy did it, like, and we don't condone his actions. Like, the cartel is basically saying, like, we don't condone him killing the person or kidnapping these Americans. Like, this guy's, like, particularly a fucking idiot, and, like, you guys should punish this guy. But, like, the cartel is like, bro, we're not cool with that, you know? I'm not saying the whole cartel is just so nice and friendly.
No, they're not.
But I've just heard stories of, like, where they're like, it's a business. They don't want to lose customers, you know? So, I don't know. Basically, we're thinking about going to Mexico with the new LiveU.
Yeah, I'm probably super ignorant to everything, but For the most part, I've been there, and at least from the areas I've been, I can't speak for all of Mexico. I've never felt scared or threatened.
The
weird
reason why we even brought up, or you brought up the LiveU at all, is because you were talking about us going to IKEA, then we went to Hobby Lobby and
HomeGoods.
And HomeGoods. And guys, like,
I told Yuri before, I was like, this store is very dangerous.
Bro, pause. I ain't gay. Because I know being into furniture and like stuff like that is like probably like some, like
That's
usually
not gay.
You can see some like gay like going like, oh my god, that couch looks so good. Right? Anyways, we were walking around the store. Everything's so cool. Like I'm used to walking around IKEA, bro. I've been going to IKEA my whole life, bro, since I was a kid. And you just see like
the same shit,
like just fucking table with legs, cheap as possible. Like cool, perfect. It works as a table. Over there in HomeGoods, it's just like, bro,
all the craziest
everything
weird
was
shit.
Like looking so sick, and I was like,
colorful.
Rylee was telling me, she's like, it's dangerous in here. And like 20 minutes into there, I was like, bro, we went in there to look for a box for the new LiveU.
It was literally the front display too, which was the craziest thing.
Oh yeah,
it
we
was
walked
like
right past it.
Walked right past it, got lost in all the like junk, because when you go to HomeGoods, it's pretty much just all junk laid out on shelves.
No, facts.
And it's kind of
Is it all used or no?
No.
Oh.
It's like, I think it might be from like old furniture, like nicer like furniture stores, or
that
like
closed down.
Yeah, or like it's like their old inventory. It's like a
Yeah.
TJ Maxx or Marshalls, Ross kind of thing.
But that like Riley's saying, is like you just get lost in there. Like next thing you know, I was like looking for a box for the new LiveU because I want to construct a new box, and bro, they just had like cool, interesting couches and like displays, and they had like bro, it was just like a bunch of like sign, like, and all
candles,
just, like,
kitchen equipment, like just.
It's kind of like scrolling through like Amazon, but it's right in front of your eyes. You could pick it up, and then also it's all half off. You're like, oh,
it's like
whoa,
all
like,
cheap as fuck.
It's so funny, like people are so used to online shopping now that we're describing like real world shopping. Like it's so
It's
cool.
amazing.
You can pick up the products and actually see what it is.
No, the
purchase.
store is just fun because everything in there is kind of like interesting. It's not all just like boring. Like how you said, IKEA is like all just bland kind of. I mean, you obviously can find really cool things in IKEA, but
yeah,
for the most part, it's like basic.
They want to make things as cheap as possible.
Exactly.
That's their goal, is like as cheap as possible. And then that doesn't mean it's not nice. No. Everything we have here is IKEA.
I love
like,
IKEA.
But like it's just like they want to make it as affordable and as like destructive, at least destructive to the environment as possible. This is made of like particle board that's been recycled 40 times, like shit like that.
But HomeGoods is just like a good ass garage sale.
Yeah, no, exactly. It really is like a cool
just
garage
trinkets
sale.
and.
But basically, it's so random, like so like dumb what you find yourself doing in life sometimes. Where we walked all through HomeGoods, found a couple boxes. I spent like $5 on one box.
We're like, these could work. Like maybe just get them.
Then we went to HomeGoods, and then at one point, Riley's like bringing over like 4 boxes. I have like 3 boxes. There's like 2 boxes on the table already, and I'm just standing there at HomeGoods, just looking at cardboard boxes, like which one is gonna work better. And it was like so weird. I'm like, bro, imagine like I would have never imagined when I was a kid and being dragged to a HomeGoods type store by my mom, going like, bruh, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna need this place one day.
As an adult, I'm gonna be standing in there, fucking spending 15 to 20 minutes staring at boxes, going like, which cardboard box will work better for me.
Exactly.
It was pretty stupid.
That's how I feel about Lowe's too.
Ow.
I just remember always going to Lowe's with my dad, hating it. And now still to this day, I hate going to Lowe's.
I know. I can tell.
It's just such a man store.
It's not.
That's not true, because actually, I take that back, because
Your mom loves Lowe's.
Yeah. I know a lot of people who like to do like DIY type projects, and I love watching that. But it's just so overwhelming. All the different screws and bolts, and
I know,
like,
honestly.
I like think about the workers having to do that inventory and like put everything out.
Baby, you know what's crazy is when I used to work with my dad has like taught me like a lot of stuff in life about like the older I get, the more I realize like how good like the shit that he has taught me was. But one thing he taught me when I used to work with him at the appliance store is whenever we installed new fridges like daily, at least one new fridge, or like up to like 5 or 10 new fridges a day. But we would install at least one new fridge a day, maybe a couple washers and dryers. huge appliance comes in like a wooden crate, like a huge wooden crate that you have to unscrew and take the wooden crate apart, unscrew some, and then the refrigerator strapped down with more screws, and you have to unscrew all this shit. And usually every appliance guy, like the other people I worked with, they would unscrew everything, throw it in the dump, and then like install it and like move on. My dad would like go out of his way to like sort the screws that came from the fucking boxes and shit that you have to take apart. He would like take the screws, sort them, and then just like put him in his like box to keep. And then I was just thinking like, damn, bro, like smart. I'm like, screws are like 2 cents, like we're like they're not even that expensive. We went to Lowe's because I needed to buy some screws. It was like $5 for like 20 of them, and I was like, damn. I was like, this is why my dad's like out here collecting all these screws and shit. I'm like, I didn't realize how fucking expensive screws were. $5 for like I thought you'd get like a bag full for $5.
Nope.
No, you get like a tiny little box.
They're crazy.
Guys, one thing I want to talk about, usually we bring this up like halfway through the podcast, but I'll just bring it up now. We don't have any P.O. Box openings right now, but every Sunday, guys, every Friday we go to our P.O. Box, grab anything that we have in there, and every Sunday we open up anything that we get to our P.O. Box. Recently, it's kind of like we're going through this transitionary period because we just got a new P.O. Box, so I'm really going to have to like push this because there's 120 episodes of us saying the last P.O. Box. But now, guys, we have a new P.O. Box address. It's in the description. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys really quick.
I think I know it.
It's right here. It's P.O. Box 11535 Burbank, California 91510. So it's in the description. If you guys want to send us anything, send it over there. Even if you do send something to our old address, it's going to get transferred over to this new one. Yes, I was just going to say that. So I just want to remind you guys that we have a new P.O. Box address, and we will be opening up things from there. But speaking of like random shit to worry about, I've never noticed this. But the new P.O. Box we go to, they have have like the new P.O. boxes, like a whole row of new P.O. boxes, like just regular old aluminum doors, boring aluminum door with the sticker 11535. You just stick your key and open it. They have a whole section of like, I don't know what year they're from, but it looks like it's from the 1920s, bro. They have a whole like row of these old ass P.O. boxes where the doors are intricately made. It's like it looks like some Victorian era shit, and it's they have like a whole section of like these ancient ass P.O. boxes. And I was telling Rylee, literally, and I was telling Rylee,
like, this was made in '95.
I was telling, even that's cool, but I was telling Rylee, I was like, dude, like, I kind of want to go to the lady and like talk to her and be like, hey, how can I get one of those old P.O. boxes? And even if she says like, oh, you got to get on this waiting list, like, I was kind of down of going through the whole extra effort. And then as Rylee and I were leaving the P.O. box, I was like thinking like, damn, bro, I'm gonna like,
you're gonna be on a wait list.
I can't believe like I'm actually like thinking about going through all this extra effort just to have a P.O. box that's like a little more aesthetically pleasing than the other one. It makes no one's ever gonna see this shit other than the fucking mail guy. Even he sees it from the other side. He probably sees nothing. He just sees a hole.
Yeah, he sees it every single day.
It's like, bro, I was like, damn, it's kind of a stupid thing to worry about, but I would like one of those P.O. boxes.
No, I always thought they were cool looking.
I'm gonna post a picture. I took a picture a long time ago. I'm gonna post it. It looks really cool. If you take a picture of it, it looks like one of those like, what's his name? Like Anderson films, something.
Wes Anderson.
It looks like one of those like Wes Anderson, like
perfect,
like perfect little symmetrical design. But actually, I don't know. He doesn't do too many like intricate designs and shit like that. But either way, I don't know. Stupid story.
I thought it was cool.
The P.O. box,
but not to be on a wait list for.
Imagine she's like, oh yeah, like we have an open one right now. It's you pay $50 every 3 months. She's like, this one's $300 a month.
You would do it.
Hell no! You think I have that money? What the fuck? But can you imagine the rich people who are like, yes, give me the porcelain,
the cooler one,
the porcelain gold one. I want that one, please. I don't want to be a pleb. But okay. Hold on, before we have like a bunch of topics, but we got to remember everything we want to talk about before we get into all the topics. Yeah, so that is what we did on Friday. Saturday is...
no, we also went to dinner with Ally and
Toke. Yes. I was going to say that.
Shout out to them. Thank you so much.
Shout out to Paulo and Ally because, you know, just like we felt like after the 30-day stream where we're like, so many people helped with our streams. They were like, bro, like, we want to like, you know, like just have a dinner, like at least for everyone at the end of that party, whoever showed up to that party and stuff like that. And Ally and Toke hit us up and they're like, yo, like you guys helped a lot during the week-long stream that they accomplished recently. Like we want to take you guys out for dinner. And we were like, yeah, we're down. So we finally ended up going to do that.
Yeah, it was hella fun. Then we went to a little bar after for a bit.
It's sort of like
chill.
It's sort of like, I don't know, like it's weird, like we spent so much time, like I even said last time on the podcast, that like our relationship was kind of built on stream, you know, from listening to music streams to Tent Talks to other stuff, that when we hang out off stream, it like just feels like it, you know, it's not like, oh, we feel weird because we're off stream, but like we're just so used to being, at least for me, like I'm like so used to camera being there the whole time, you know. But it's like,
so
it's like
more,
a different vibe.
Yeah, it's way more chill. Less pressure.
We went to a nice sushi restaurant. And I always have the same problem at sushi restaurants, which is like, call me a kid, but I need photos. I need pictures of the thing because it's going to say like octopus eel twist pretzel roll. And I'm like, whoa, like that sounds delicious. And then you order it and it's a fucking octopus eyeball on top of a fucking egg. And you're like, whoa. Okay.
On top of an egg.
You're like, that's not what I thought this was. And so like, I've had a couple times where Rylee and I go to sushi places and I'm like, bro, I'm so tired of being that fucking normal dude who gets a California roll. I want to like expand my palate, get something nice, get something. I'm like, I can't eat this shit. You know what I mean? So I was worried that was going to happen that time, but no, I ordered something and it was good. But I always have that worry.
I'm glad you actually liked it. It looked good.
They need to add photos when they have these gnarly names for shit.
But it was a big ass menu, and usually when they have like hella options, they never have pictures, I feel like.
They need to have pictures. So call me a kid, like I said, but like I need to like see what the fuck's going on. Also, while we were at the restaurant, there was like a bar next to us, and I didn't see this dude.
Oh my god, this was crazy.
I didn't see this dude, but apparently there was like some drunk dude at a bar, and Toke at one point was like, yo, like, he's like, because Toke was like sitting facing me, and the dude was like sitting behind me, so I couldn't see him, but Toke could see him perfectly. Like, I guess, you know, whether he liked him or not, he just like saw him right in front of his vision, and he's like, yo, that dude who's sitting right there left, and he left his phone. And I was like, yo, let's grab his phone and take a selfie and put his phone back. And I like walked over to the part of the bar he was at, and I walked over there, I grabbed his phone, and the bartender was like, yo, that's someone else's phone. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I know. I was like, I just wanted to take a group photo. And then he's like, I was like, let's take a photo real quick, me and you. And then he's like, I guess. And then I took a photo of me and the bartender. I was like, hey. And then I put his phone back. So that whoever that guy is going to have the photo of me and this bartender.
You'd be so mad if somebody did that to you.
No, I wouldn't.
You don't think so?
I would think it's so funny. I'd be like,
okay,
what the
good.
fuck?
I would hope so.
Who would get mad about that?
If you told that person, can you please watch this?
You know what's funny? Speaking of random photos on your phone, I remember a long time ago when I was like in like 9th or 10th grade, I was leaving my house or apartment to go to school, walk outside, walking up the street, and then boom, I see a phone on the floor. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck? Pick up the phone. It's like an iPhone. And then like I swipe up and there's no password. And then I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And then like my first instinctual thing was like, let me look at the photos. And then I look at the photos and it was just a bunch of porn.
Of course.
And I was like, oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I pick up the porn phone.
Yeah. Just your luck.
And it was like a mixture of like photography porn, like of like him taking pictures and stuff. It was a dude. And like him filming stuff. I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Oh my god. What the fuck?
And I forgot what I did with this phone, but I remember I had found a phone. I went through the photos, like, what the fuck did I just stumble across?
That is wild.
But yeah, we had done that. We chilled. We went to a bar afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh yeah. Well,
I forgot what it was called.
Some dude came up to Rylee at the bar. What happened? Because I wasn't there for this. I was busy trying to get us a drink.
I honestly forgot what he said, but I did. But he said something to me, like trying to compliment me or ask me a question, and then I just said, my boyfriend's right there, and then he introduced himself to you. And
then Rylee like poked, and I was like trying to get us a drink. It was so hard to get a drink that I was like, my focus was like trying to get this. I was already getting frustrated with the amount of time it was taking. I was like trying to get this drink. He had a tap on the shoulder, turn around. Rylee's like, that's my boyfriend. And I see this fucking dude just standing there. I'm like, yo, what up? And he's just like, yo, what's up? Like, my name's blah blah blah. And I was like, what's up? He's like, you know, you're a lucky guy. Like, you know, she's a beautiful girl, something like that. I'm like, yeah, I know. And then it was just like
It's
they
so
just like
awkward.
they just like walked away. It was like a weird situation. But yeah, we ended up getting our drinks, chilling, just like talking and stuff like that. That was a cool bar.
Yeah, it was fun.
I've never been to one like that where I've been to a restaurant bar where there's like a food, you can get food, and then there's like a really nice bar area. And then I've been to places where it's like a bar, there's like a bar area, and then there's maybe a couple seats to, you know, sit down and grab a drink, or maybe like a little dancing area. But the bar we went to, it was like, you walk in, there's like a huge ass bar area where there's like 2-3 bartenders, and then there's a whole nother bar area where there's 2-3 bartenders. And it was my first experience, first store, or I mean location I've seen that has like 2 full ass bars inside one roof. I was like, damn, like, and not only that, but like everything was popping. I feel like a lot of bars in LA, you'd be glad to fill up like, you know, 1 row of seats. They had like fucking 2 huge ass circles completely filled up. You would think that it would be easier to get a drink because they have so many bartenders and so much shit, but it was fucking incredibly difficult to get a drink. And then also I just look, okay, you know what, let's read the chat while Riley's in the bathroom, because I don't want to bring up any of the topics until she's back. Let's see what you guys are saying. I gotta make the chat larger because I can't see shit. Happy Sunday everyone. Shout out to Caesar. That's so played out. I take a compliment and keep it pushing. About the bar situation, what am I supposed to say? Like, thank you, man, dude, like, her name's Rylee, you want to get to know her better? Like, what the fuck are you supposed to say? No, I'm gonna be like, oh, thanks for the compliment, buddy. Like, well, like, what the fuck, you know? What else do you want? Like, I don't know, what else do you want out of me? All right, let's get back into the thing. What else did we do that night? I feel like something in porn happened that night, but I can't remember. Oh, we watched Love Island off stream. That's what happened.
Yeah.
We should talk about that.
We watched 1 episode.
We apologize, chat, but it was like 2 in the morning, or 2:30 in the morning. Toke fell asleep 10 minutes into it. I think Ally fell asleep as well, but it was already like 2:30 in the morning. We were saying like we want to watch it, and you know, we were talking about like, should we go on stream, should we not? And both Toke and I were like, bruh, we haven't even talked about doing this, and we're gonna do it at 2:30 in the morning on Twitch. Like, no one's gonna be there. It's like, it's gonna be so random, and like, just, yeah, unless you just happen to be up at night watching our Instagram stories or something like that, you're like,
which people are,
no one's gonna know, you know. But either way, yeah, we stayed up that night and watched Love Island. We should also talk about that, how we started doing that again, guys. We did it last year. The old Spliff Mode Twitch channel has been converted to the Love Island Splifftalks channel, where it's Toke Ally, Rylee, and I, and we're just sitting down watching the new season of Love Island, and just reacting to the season episodes.
So, if you haven't watched that episode,
yes,
I think it was episode 4. Don't know.
Just watch it.
Just watch it.
Maybe we should do like a recap.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely do a recap when we do it, because that's not fair.
And also, guys, I've said this a million times, bro. I know it's weird that I'm a dude who's watching this love show, right? But there's literally there's literally memes of stuff like this where it's like boyfriend walks past girlfriend watching, like, you know, Bachelor or something like that.
Stupid.
And then he's just like, bro, what is this idiotic shit? Like, what the hell? And then, like, you know, on the Instagram thing goes
3 hours later.
Yeah, like, you know, 3 episodes later, he's they're going eating popcorn and like, I can't believe Rebecca did that, blah blah. Like, so it's a thing where, bro, I'm telling you, I grew up watching reality TV show. I know when shit is fake and not. That shit is just so funny because it really, like, it gives the opportunity for people to like play like a role, but like the audience gets to see they're being hella fake. You know what I mean? Like, and they can even be lying to one another, but they don't know what's being portrayed, what Rylee said to her homegirl off camera, you know, shit like that. It just, you don't see any of that stuff, or they don't see any of that stuff.
Plus, it's being filmed pretty much like every day, so it's constantly getting pumped out.
That's the thing as well. It's like new episodes are coming out every single day, and you would think that, like, you know, scripted, blah blah, all that stuff. But obviously, they're gonna have certain moments where they're like instigating certain shit to happen. They'll have certain people going on dates or whatever it is, even though they know the partner might not like it. But they have things where they say, like, you know, vote during certain shits and you know, moments, like on shits. Vote during certain moments, and then the next episode you'll see what you voted for, and that shit actually happens. Like, we saw last season, there was like this chick that Rylee and I, everyone.
Nobody liked her.
Everyone in the chat, Rylee and I, Pollard Alley, no one fucking liked this chick. But,
not like that, just like on the show.
Like, she was a bitch. She was the worst person ever. But because she played this role as just like the person you hate the most so much that like the chat was like, bro, keep her ass, keep her ass.
Yeah, because she made it interesting.
Exactly. The next thing you know, they kept her, even though like no one was even in the show, like it felt like no one was really fucking with her.
Somebody has to be the villain.
Yeah, exactly.
It just sucks if it's you.
But basically, you get to see how like you can see how it's being influenced by people watching. So it has to be somewhat live, you know.
Exactly.
They're not capping.
No. It's like when they go on the dates, the producers are saying, talk about your family or talk about this, and then they start talking. They're not like giving them an actual script saying, I live this life and that. It's actually like really them.
Mm-hmm.
They're just they're being put in certain situations to make them speak about certain things. One
of the best parts for sure in the show, we're not gonna talk about it too much because I know some people don't like it, but if you do watch us on Twitch, but one of the best parts is, like I said, the people in the show don't really, it's almost like Rylee and I living a reality show where we can't see the chat, you guys are just seeing everything we do live, and then at a certain point they bring in the parents where I have to talk to Riley's parents and their parent and her parents have to talk to and my parents have to talk to yours, whatever it is, like vice versa. And the parents have been watching every single episode, and I could have like kissed some girl behind Riley's back and she never knew it, but the cameraman caught it, and then her parents would be like, "Did you know that? Yeah, that happened." Exactly, and like hell awkward moments like that like pop up, and it gets exposed. So interesting. Anyways, we watched that. We stayed up way too fucking late, and then next day was Saturday, which was, what did we do Saturday? Is that we set up the computer? That's the day we spent with Elena, right? Okay, so Saturday's the day that we finally decided to work on the living room, and that, like I said, we had to completely rearrange everything. We had to make things look nice and make sure things fit and all that stuff. I'm still trying to find a way to make sure that my cat doesn't climb on top of that computer or chew any cables. Like, the whole reason why I keep this door closed and keep all the animals out is because they chew on my shit. So now the whole next challenge we're gonna face is like how to keep Riley's stuff safe downstairs. Always keep them with food. they're overfed. They're overfed, but now we're gonna have to just always have it full. Oh, they're gonna be obese. They're gonna be breathing heavy. But I'm excited for Riley's setup. I feel like for sure there's two things that like one of the main things that for sure has limited Riley's streaming abilities. People always ask like, Rylee, when are you gonna stream again? It's like the fact that she helps me with all my streams, basically. She's always there with me on my streams or behind the scenes helping with my streams. And or even if she's not, and she might want to do like something, getting ready or cooking or some shit like that, I'm using the computer. So it's like now you have your own whole ass computer, so you could do your stuff downstairs. I could even like be like, I could have a stream planned at 5 p.m. and I'm up here like busy working on clips, and you could be downstairs streaming while I'm still able to use my computer and stuff like that, Yeah. So it's gonna make it interesting, and you get to customize your background. I know. We have like this big ass picture of like a leaf. Yeah, of a leaf that like has nothing to do with anything, but it just takes up hella space, so it makes the room look nice. Yeah. But now that it's gonna be like my background, I can make it all cute. I'm excited. I'm excited for it as well. We ordered like a bunch of stuff for like LED lights. Oh, I didn't know you did that. Well, yeah. Well, the same lights I have under my table, like for you as well. They're like super cheap, but it's like you can just press a button and like changes the colors on them. But I don't know. I'm excited for this. Now you get to have your own computer set up. Me too. With 2 monitors. And bro, we got it. Like, these monitors are pretty old. I think they're from like 2006. They're not like some 4K, 2K, crazy ultra wide monitors, but they're 144 hertz. I know you don't know what that is, but they're like, you could use them as gaming monitors. I know you're not going to do that, but I think they're really good on the Adobe color spectrum, and I think they came out as like $300 monitors, and we got them for like $50 each. So I think it was a pretty good jug. So guys, go to Goodwill if you guys are looking for monitors. They have just so much cool things. They have too much shit. But I told Rylee this. I'm not sure if I saw it on stream. I saw some TikTok like it was a TikTok video I was posting on Instagram. Some like Instagram reel where it was a lady and her whole page, like she has a whole TikTok where that's what she does. She goes to Goodwills and just rummages and finds like really expensive items that are like $3-4 and stuff like that. That like her whole page is based off that. And apparently she made a video titled like why I use gloves at Goodwill now, and it was like a video about how she used to rummage through the boxes and she got some sort of like skin rash that like lasted a month on her hands. Oh hell no. And she's like, my hands were itchy as hell, and like all this stuff happened to her, like it was like all irritated, and she's like, I got it from rummaging through old stuff at Goodwill. They're not fucking spraying that shit with I don't know, Lysol. I'll look at their like
mugs and cups and shit, and they're hella like dusty, dirty, and gross.
Yeah, no, for sure. Dude, we saw.
But no, that's smart.
We saw a snowboard like,
with bindings.
With bindings
for
like
$50.
$50-$60. But here's the thing: is like.
It was nice though.
It did look nice to our eye, our uneducated eye. But like I would, that's the thing. Like with that lady is like she's probably educated in a lot of stuff where like you can look at items and be like, oh, yo, this is a good in this condition, it's $300 or whatever it is. Like so it really makes it. Sometimes at Goodwill they'll even they'll overprice things because they don't even know. To them, they're like, it's a monitor, it looks like a nice monitor, $50, even though you're like, bro, this shit's $10 on Amazon or something like that. So you really have to like know what you're doing sometimes. But either way, yeah. So Saturday we set up Rylee's whole thing, and even Saturday we were like doing certain stuff, and Rylee's like saying like, oh, we should hop on stream, and I was thinking like, yeah, we should, but we ended up going to Goodwill again, looking for more stuff, doing all this stuff, and then that day, my niece was coming through, so. I really, I could not, miss hanging out with my niece this time because when I did the 30-day stream, she was here for like a long ass time for like 2 weeks, and I got to hang out with her once, and she was like, even asking me, she was like, like, why do you have to stream for so long? Like, why can't you just come here and like hang out? And I was just telling her like, dude, like, I have to stay here the whole time on stream, all that stuff, and it's like, guys, I'm not. I've had my niece on stream before, and you guys are super nice, but I can't trust everyone to be very, nice like that. Like, I don't want her seeing or hearing reading some crazy shit, so I don't want to really have her on stream. But either way, yeah, we hung out with my niece, and we went to go watch Barbie.
Yeah, we finally watched it, y'all.
And people have been saying bring back the movie reviews, so now we have a movie to review.
Yeah, what did you think?
Okay, so I have to say that, I forgot what Marvel movie, bro. Like, I watched some old Marvel movie, like, in the beginning of this whole new Marvel stage that we're in. I watched, like, one of the beginning ones, and immediately it was a thing I was noticing that, like, in a lot of movies, like Disney movies, even, like, kids movies, they'll always, like, put some sort of lesson to be learned. You know what I mean? Like, about the world we live in, about global warming, about pollution, about fucking depression. Like, there's always like some hidden like thing that you can get out of it. And I feel like with the Marvel movies, it's just wow, so cool, and then you're out. That's it. It's like that whole thing has completely been lost. Not just Marvel movies, but like a bunch of other stuff. I feel like just they focus more on the CGI and like the cool stuff than they actually do on the lessons. And when I got into Barbie, I was really thinking like, woman saves the day, man is stupid, inclusive, woke, all this shit, and then movie's over. And it did have all those things, but
it did have.
At the end of the movie, I was like, I actually did like, the way they portrayed things. And I also told Rylee, like, I feel like after White Lotus, where remember in White Lotus, one of the daughters was like this like
the woke one,
daughter who's just like so trying to be a social justice warrior for everyone, and ends up like fucking her over. She ended up doing some stupid shit that got some guy in jail, all this stuff. And then like even in White Lotus, I think other shows and movies, they're trying to like include this thing that's happening nowadays is like young people becoming ultra. It's always been a thing where young people get into like politics hella young and hella heavy, but like now it's become this like woke phase, right? And they're like including it into the movie where they're not making it the whole point where they're justifying what she's saying, but they're including it into the movie and adding her as a character because that's what's going on nowadays, and like I thought it was pretty interesting when they first entered her as a character. I was like, oh, here we go, but then like that it just phased away super quick.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect either.
We should be careful about not spoiling it either, right? So yeah. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick also. Okay. Let people know what you think. What do you think about the movie? We already talked about it.
So what I really loved about the movie was definitely the whole aesthetic and set design, the costumes, like that was definitely cool to see on the big screen. Like I remember having like I had a Barbie like bug, a pink Barbie bug car, but she had like the little pink convertible and stuff, but it was just like so cute. I loved the whole look, but I just feel like movies these days aren't hitting the same for some reason. Like I just didn't feel that connected to any of the characters like that, except for Barbie, I guess. But I don't know, it was just like kind of lackluster for me personally. I know a lot of people said they really liked it, And I did think the message in the end was a really cute message to be heard, especially for like the kids who watch it when their moms like bring them to that. That is like a cute little story to hear, but I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't connected to any of the characters like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like Rylee and I watched like a philosophical breakdown of what happened in the movie after. I love watching those where they break down like the comparisons to like older movies or like the philosophy based behind like some of the scenes and all that shit. But I feel like the lead character, the Barbie, what's her name?
Margot Robbie. I love her.
I feel like I was like not relating with it, but I was like I like this like life lesson of hers where just like she was developed like a lot of character development, what I mean, like from her, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But it was very quick. It went from like, it felt like it was like a couple minutes of just like blank Barbie to immediately like she was like thinking about deep stuff. I don't want to like ruin shit, but like all that stuff. So I basically I don't want to spoil it, but I think it was a good movie. I actually enjoyed it. I expected it to be like a huge just like a child's film. You know what I mean? Like I just watched a YouTube video about how there's like 43 animated Barbie movies. They're all about bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, so I was expecting this to be kind of like that, but it had so much ad campaign behind it, so it couldn't be that bad. But after watching it, I was like, okay, it was a pretty good movie. But I was getting a little bit worried because Rylee and I were talking about this last night as well, where as we were walking to the movie, my niece was like, she's like, I heard this movie is PG-13, and we were just like, and at first I wasn't really thinking much about it, but as we were going through the movie, there's like 2 scenes in which I was like, we're sitting there with my niece, and I was like, this is kind of, I don't know, like I felt like it was kind of strange. You know what I mean?
God, because she's a baby to you.
Yeah, exactly. But like it was a scene where
it really wasn't bad.
Like one of the characters, she basically, I'm not gonna ruin it, but she just says the word penis and vagina, but not in a sexual manner. She just says, I don't have a penis or vagina or something like that. And I was just like, oh shit, I was kind of weird, you know what I mean? Like I felt like a parent, you know, and like being with their kid. Like I feel like I could not have like the birds and the bees talk with my kid. It's like, it felt like so strange. I was like, oh no, like she's still like a little kid in my eyes, where I'm like, you don't even talk, she doesn't even know about that stuff, And now we're watching a movie and they're saying the words. And
when you're little and you're learning about that shit, you learn from a little age that there's different parts.
But like Rylee and I were talking about last night, is like it
wasn't like sexual at all.
She knows, people that like are younger than my niece, and they also, there's so many like probably young girls around that same age that watch that movie, and young people in general. But I really feel like, bro, for there to be a Barbie movie that comes out with all this huge ad campaign, there's no way there's not going to be kids going like, I want to go watch the Barbie movie.
Yeah, everything's pink.
And the parents are going to be like, oh, it's PG-13, I don't know, So it's so funny because when I was Lena's age, I would be like, I was like watching all types of fucking crazy shit already at that age. You know what I mean? So, well, not at that age, but like, I mean, like I've seen already movies with like innuendos and jokes like that, and I'm like thinking that I know, and my parents don't think I know, but I know it's like that, So, I don't know, bro. It was like basically it was 2 moments where I was just like kind of like, oh, that's kind of weird.
It really wasn't bad.
But at the end of the movie,
it was very innocent.
I thought it was a good life lesson because, like I said, I feel like the Barbie movie, it's gonna get someone as young as my niece, like to be like, oh, Barbie, I'm interested. But then as you get to the end of the movie, it talks about like, real life things and like, more philosophical ideas where like you leave the movie like, oh wow, cool pink Barbie, but then you also like have that imprinted in your mind now of like, oh, now you're thinking about these ideas. You're like, oh, it makes you a deeper thinker, or at least makes you question things sometimes, It
was a great movie. But it makes sense because also the director,
Greta.
Yeah, she like 2 of her previous films were like both like kind of strong female lead type movies, but they were both nominated for Oscars. So it was really good, but like I said, movies just aren't hitting the same.
But you see, like for example,
it was good for like something that's coming out for right now. I was impressed.
For the thing that I was talking about earlier, like where I said like woke, all that stuff, right? To give a good example, recently I saw some interviews talking about the new Snow White movie that's coming out, right? And I think it's either the director or some lady that's working with the with the company making the movie, and she's saying like, oh, in Snow White, like the dude comes and saves the day by kissing her, and her dream is to be saved by, you know, a handsome guy who's just like a prince or whatever it is, and she's just like, we're switching things all the way around. Like, this girl's not gonna be waiting for no dude to save the day, she's gonna save the day, blah blah. And I'm like, here we go. Like, this is the exact shit that's ruining every movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's not Snow White then. You know what I mean? Like, don't call it Snow White. Call it, make a whole, like, use your brain to, like, be creative enough to think of a whole new movie that makes the woman the lead and she saves the day. Imagine, it would be so funny if they came up with a movie where instead of Snow White laying there, you know, lifeless, waiting for some dude to kiss her, it's some dude. You know what I mean? Like, waiting for some lady to kiss him. Like, you know, just like on some comedic level.
Yeah.
Like they could have changed it up. But instead she's like, no, we're going to flip the movie, and she ain't waiting for shit. She's going to save the day, blah, blah, all that. I was like, bro, you're ruining the movie. And not only that, but Rylee and I watched the interview with Wee Man talking about Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, right? And apparently the Seven Dwarves aren't actually little people. They casted actual life-sized people, and they're just going to, you know, CGI or like shrink them in editing or whatever it is. And he was saying, and TMZ asked him his opinion on it. They're like, what do you think? Is it, you know, is it fucked up? Is it not? And he was like, and he was like, he said that in his opinion, he's like, it is kind of fucked up, because honestly, like, little people, especially little people in the acting business, you're limited to like a niche role of like when they need a little person. Now they don't need like, that's it. You just ruined 7 people's opportunities. You know, that could have been 7 stars, future stars,
exactly.
right there. Little people stars that no one ever heard of, and now people fell in love with, and now they get more acting roles, all that stuff. No, we're just gonna put normal sized people.
Yeah, that's hella fucked up.
That is kind of fucked up, right? It's like you're only gonna cast a little person in the movie when it calls for it. You know, like, it's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain moments where, and that's definitely one of those moments, and they just took it away from them. Which is
they're talking about being inclusive, but
exactly.
Makes no sense.
That's what he brought up too. I forgot what he said exactly, but he said something along those lines where he's like, you know, we live in this age where everyone wants to be so inclusive and give opportunities, and then he called out the director. He's like 7 little people just lost their opportunity. He's like, I technically don't care, because he's like, I wouldn't have got that role. Like, he's like, I'm not losing any money out of this, but he's like, to the other people out there, he's like, I know how it is to be a little person in the acting business, and boom, like, you're not gonna get that job now.
Yeah.
But also, you know, it's funny, you know, with the AI SAG thing, with all the actors protesting, how they're gonna like use their faces and not pay them for future roles and stuff like that. I remember the Willy Wonka movie. Remember they used the same little person a million times. It was one dude.
For the newer one.
The newer one. But the newer one is like from 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2007 like Willy Wonka, around that era. They used one little person, and they just fucking duplicated him.
That is true.
Like 1,000 times. So what are you gonna do in that? You know, were people mad at that? Technically, like 1,000 little people lost the job.
That was for his aesthetic, though.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess the Snow White lady can say the same thing.
I guess
my aesthetic. I want to look like that.
She wants like these random A-list actors, but shrunken.
I guess.
Cheers.
But
it looks like the girl who's playing Snow White is like a newer actress.
But we don't have the proportions of a little person. Little people are like proportionally different, so it's just gonna look off. They're gonna look too skinny or something. Cheers.
Cheers.
Sorry for the awkward silence. I thought you would say something.
Sorry, I glitched.
I know. All right, so that was Barbie, and then here we are on Sunday. Also, guys, I have officially fixed my fixed gear bike. I have put it back together. And now I kind of see the issue that my parents were dealing with when I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment with my parents. And when I got that bike, my fucking dad hated it. He was like, bruh, like, don't get the wheels on the ground. Like, you better carry it in. It's going to get in the way, all that stuff. And now that I have it back together sitting in the living room, it is getting in the way and just sitting there taking up hella space. But what can you do?
Yep.
I need that shit. You're
gonna figure it out.
I'm gonna start using it for streams and shit like that. But like I said, I think not on 10 Talks, but for sure on like one of my desktop streams or like one of the weekly streams I've done, it's been so hot, dude. Like literally on Reconnected, I was planning on biking to downtown LA and getting there hella early and doing Reconnected, but I woke up that day to like 91 degrees and I was like, bro, like.
Yeah, no, as soon as I wake up and go outside to walk beans in the morning, it feels like a heat wave. It's not even. Sorry, somebody's screaming outside of our window. Are they screaming hella bloody murder? Ooh. It sounds kind of like one of those TikTok lives. You hear that? What?
Someone's like screaming out the window. Wait, hold on. Like,
yeah, go
keep
look.
Talking and I'm gonna listen. It sounds like.
It sounds like somebody's doing a TikTok live outside the window, but screaming it. She just keeps repeating the same thing, or he. Who knows? It's a TikTok?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Alright, I'm sorry, we're hotboxing. Now it's loud and annoying. It's Sharon! I don't know what the hell that was.
That was so weird. Did it not sound like ice cream? So good.
No, yeah, it sounded like hell. Did they hear that? It's Sharon! Like, just over and over and over again, and then like a bunch of other stuff. That was hella weird. Wait, alright, yo, babe, can you keep talking? I'll be back in 1 second.
Okay.
Just my mom keeps calling me right now.
Okay. I forgot, what was I just talking about? What were we just talking about? My bad. My bad, y'all. Did everybody hear that? That was crazy. I just lost my train of thought because that person just started screaming. Oh my god. Investigate. We can't investigate right now. Ice cream? What were we talking about? The pimple on your ass. Oh, no, not ice cream. So good. Oh, okay. Also, I'm going to update you guys about Beans. Beans is doing so much better. I felt so bad. He was like hurting so bad for a long time. And when we, like, he would like flip over on his back so we could give him like a little belly rub, and his shit would look so red. I was getting scared that like it was infected or like I was going to have to go back to the hospital, but I'm assuming that it was just because it was like freshly done. That's why it was red, but now it's like, it's all good. And he has like hella energy again. He like really hasn't changed at all. I thought it was going to alter his personality so much. And one of our neighbors also just got her dog fixed as well. And she's like, nah, my dog has the same amount of energy. She's exactly the same. So it made me feel a lot better. Oh, yeah. Okay. You're right, Giselle. So I was saying that every morning when I walk Beans, it's hot as hell outside. And I like automatically start sweating like all throughout my back. It's horrible. You okay?
No, yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
I know. What were you talking about?
I was saying that I was giving them a Beans update.
Oh.
And I was
about him being neutered?
But I forgot what I was talking about before we heard that lady screaming, and Giselle reminded me. And we're just talking about how hot it has been out here. And that's why you haven't been doing your streams.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, for sure.
Well, your biking stream.
Yeah, the biking stream for sure. And then also just like been us setting like stuff up and shit like that. And then also, honestly, guys, it's just like, bro, just life shit. It's just like, honestly, when I see other YouTubers, especially like people who do like daily content creation, I always think about like, when does like life ever like, does life just? I'm not saying like life doesn't affect them, but like, are they dealing with stuff behind the scenes?
Yeah.
But like it's like
some
hard.
more than others, and sometimes it happens at random times.
It's like so hard to like, especially with the consistency of like some people. I'm like, bro, how do people like just like, how are people some people able to just do this so consistently when, I don't know, it feels like with me, there's just so much random life shit that just continues to fucking happen over and over and over again. And I'm just like, bruh, like, and like, it just like plays on your head of a level of like, you start feeling like selfish almost, where you're just like, oh, am I so focused on my own thing that I don't have the time to focus on this other stuff? But then also, if I'm just constantly being like, you know, worrying about this other shit happening like constantly, I'm gonna do nothing. It's like I'm literally just gonna be Yuriy skating at Plumber Park all day every day, and then taking 3 dabs and then fucking going to sleep. You
have taught me the importance of doing that sacrifice, because when we first got together, I was trying to go home all the time. We went to the Bay Area like 3 times when we first got together, to go to Halloween, Thanksgiving, and then we went for Christmas. And then after, we were like, we actually really have to just be consistent with like all of our shit. And you were explaining to me like how you kind of put a lot of shit on pause for yourself in order to just gain a consistent content schedule. And it's like, that's the truth. It's like, it's not easy that's why a lot of people can't do it, because it's not easy to turn down certain things, or like, I don't know. I came from a family where it's like you feel guilty as hell if you miss something, you know? Mm-hmm. And so, no, at the end of the day, you're living your own life, and you have to do what's best for you. And like, they're not living your life for you, you know? You're creating your own path as well. And at the end of the day, you're doing it for them as well. Like, you know?
No,
you know
exactly. It's like, no, exactly. It's just like, the more I see that, like, you know, in certain circumstances where like I am able to help with certain shit that happens, you know, in life, and I'm just like able to help because of certain reasons
where you wouldn't have been able to before.
Exactly. And it's like, because you try to maintain this consistency and treat it like an actual, you know, treat it like a job and treat it like a thing where you don't play around with this stuff. That's the reason why I'm able to help in certain situations. But then, you know, I feel like it's like, yeah, unfair to be like, oh, you can't just drop everything you're doing all of a sudden. It's like, no, I can't.
I felt, yeah, it was hard for me to kind of explain that to my family at first. But then once I was like, no, I'm like, you guys work your jobs too. And there's certain times that you can't take off. And I'm not over here thinking like, oh, how dare you like not make this time because you can't make this certain day. Like,
yeah,
it's not like that. At the end of the day, you're just your family, and you should know we're always going to be there when we really need to be.
No, exactly.
You know, and you don't have to be there for every little tiny event. And you can't be hard on yourself for that, because I kick myself in the ass too. But you should be very proud.
Yeah. And also, bruh, I'm not saying that I have the hardest job in the world. I just randomly read the chat right now. But I'm not saying I have the hardest job in the world. I'm just saying that, like, I've for sure noticed this thing where, you know, with, like, people that in your lives, it's like when they hear you, like, say, like, hey, I do this podcast every Sunday at 6 p.m. We're 122 episodes in, 3 years in of doing this every Sunday at 6 p.m. And then like, you know, you can't like hit me up on a Sunday at 7 p.m. and expect me to just drop everything and then be like, oh, like, you can't just drop it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, no, I can't. The same way where, like, I've had for sure, you know, many moments in my life where, you know, my parents are at work or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, just because they're like, bro, I need to provide, you know, food, put on the table, all that stuff. Like, it's like it's still technically a thing where you can't just be like, you know, treating it like, oh yeah, it's just something I do for fun. You know? Yeah, whatever. We'll miss 3 episodes. Fuck it. Every time we miss an episode, even one episode, I get so stressed.
I know.
I'm like, dude, like,
even when we're late, you get stressed.
Yeah, because I'm like, bro, like, I need to maintain this consistent schedule, and this is impossible.
Well, you care about it, and this is your passion.
All right. So, did we get through everything we did through the week?
Yes. So now we could go move through the topics.
Okay. There's a couple random topics here.
Rapid fire.
Okay, maybe this could be a rapid fire for sure. I can go on for too long, but basically, for this next topic, it's about 7-Eleven not including cups anymore. Usually, you go into a 7-Eleven, there's just a bunch of cups. You small, medium, large. You fill it up for yourself, slurp your drink, and then you dip on out. And apparently, American Cholo shows that shoplifting is so bad in California that 7-Elevens are starting to hide the cups.
That's
right?
So sad.
And that's what a lot of people are saying is like, oh, that's so sad, that's so crazy. But
it's definitely in certain areas.
I showed Rylee this like video on YouTube of this dude who went to 7-Eleven in like 1980. Remember, like the old ass video?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And in that video, all the cups are behind the counter. No one was allowed to get their own drink. You had to go up to the counter and be like, can I have a large soda? Can I have this? Can I have that? And they make it for you. And then he did an update video where he came back like in 2010 or something like that. And he's like, oh, wow, so funny. He's like, the cups are now on this side of the counter instead of that counter. Like, now you could grab it yourself. And after seeing this video, and actually, like, I didn't even have to see this video. I was kind of already thinking that things are probably going to evolve back to that. Like, I'm sure that soon 7-Eleven's going to be like, okay, you can't grab your own Slurpee anymore. You got to ask the dude, you know what I mean? Like, to grab you your Slurpee, to grab you your drink, because too many people are just stealing shit.
Well, yeah, that makes hella sense.
And it's not even like, especially in California and LA, it's not, sometimes it is like maybe like a teenager, like some dude like trying to do like a little come up, but usually it's some homeless man or homeless person twacked out of their mind, just walking in there without a care in the world, just grabbing a cup and grabbing whatever they please, drinking it up, and then the dude tells them to leave, and they're like, I don't care, and then they just continue drinking, and and then you have now in California, instead of having one a month, you have 40 a day. So now it's like, bro, no more cups. We're not doing this anymore. What do you think?
I mean, it definitely makes sense because we see it all the time. I mean,
yeah, I literally have seen it a million times, even before like COVID, like when I was a kid.
And it doesn't really matter what area you're in. I mean, I guess it does, but even back in the Bay Area, like I know, yeah, exactly, so many people who just use the fuck out of that.
Exactly. Even me, like as a kid, you know what I mean? Like I would do it more sneakily, where I'd be like looking around and being like, oh, let me grab a little quick drink of Dr. Pepper. But I'm like, I've seen so many examples of people just walking in there without a shirt on, with one shoe on and a sock, and they're just like, and just dipping out, probably grabbing a bag of chips on the way, and there's nothing you can do. It's like, you're not going to tackle this guy. You're going to call the police. They're going to take 3 hours to come.
Yep, and not care.
And it's over. It's over with.
Oh my God, this is so sad.
Oh, yes. To get on some super sad, depressing news, this shit's a super fucked up story.
It makes me sick.
That I saw. You Ain't Hard news posted recently. It says, Las Vegas rapper Trap Montana and wife arrested after kids found beaten and starving in dog cages. And like, I was like, what the fuck? And then, obviously, like, like he titled it well, where it says like Las Vegas rapper. So maybe somewhere out there on like on YouTube or SoundCloud, you could find some music from this guy, I guess. But I was like telling Rylee, like, I can't. I read the details of this, and like one of the most fucked up paragraphs right here is, it says, in the home of Montana, real name Travis Doss is speaking with the children. They're talking about the police speaking with the children, and one of whom was beaten so badly that Montana allegedly told the police he already believed the 11-year-old to be dead. Imagine you're getting arrested for child abuse. They're asking you about the kids, and you're like, I think I beat him to death. Like, this fool's demented.
Mm-hmm. No, that shit is sick. And like, I don't even want you to. You're not gonna play the video, right?
No, yeah.
No. It's like, it's so sad, and I know we talked about it a long time ago, but Yuriy and I watched like this 2020 episode or like little series, documentary series about the Turpin children who were kind of like in the similar situation. I don't know how long these kids have been dealing with the abuse.
One of them was 11.
But it's they were like locked up in chained.
One of the Turpins was 21.
Yeah,
where like one of these kids is 11.
Sick.
So.
But yeah, no, it just makes you sick to your stomach, and it's scary. No, like not knowing how many people are dealing or kids are dealing with this shit, and like these are just the people who got caught.
No, exactly. Like you really feel like in the age of 2023 with you know, everyone's born with a birth certificate, and at a certain point, if the government's actually doing their job, they're going to see like, oh, Yuriy was born, you know, 7 years ago, and there's no record of him entering any schools. Like,
yeah,
what's going on with this? Like,
right.
And he's not going to homeschool either. Let's see what's going on with Yuriy. It's like, you don't see, what's going on with that? Like, are they going to school? And apparently, I was, you know, reading further into this. All the kids were like bruised heavily. Like one of the kids, his like eyes were like swollen shut and stuff like that. And maybe, you know, it is summer break, so they don't have to go to school or something like that. But I'm thinking like, bro, like, are they going to school just like this? Like how do you not tell your teacher like, bro, like my dad is fucking putting me in a cage? That shit is so fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely spanked and shit, but getting like, how, I don't understand how you could like look at a little child and like beat them with a pan like that. Like that just, it's just crazy. It's so sad.
Oh yeah, obviously we're not gonna watch the video, but in the video they talk about how the kid was talking to the officers and he was telling them like, my dad beats me with belts, and he like named a bunch of different items, and he's like, he beats me with that pan over there, and they showed like this like fucking waffled pan like sitting on the thing.
Huge,
I was like
cast iron.
That shit was fucking bent inwards already. I was like, holy shit. And, oh yeah, and also so apparently sad. This lady is the mother to one of those children. That's the other fucked up part. Is I read the thing is, it says, you know, and wife arrested, but if you read the thing, it says that she's like a prostitute, and then she's his prostitute, yeah, and but they're saying that, I'm not sure if they're actually married or not, but it says like she's his girlfriend in the police report. It's like, how the fuck do you get to a point where you're like, I don't know, like you're allowing this to happen to your own kid? You're like, bro, what the fuck? In a cage?
Crazy.
I don't know. What could have? Oh shit! I don't know why I pressed that button.
What the fuck?
Okay. Wait. What? You down to read this one now while I go grab something really quick?
Okay. It says, California is now giving meth users gift cards if they can prove they've been sober. That is wild. So I wonder how they're gonna be getting their data. Like, are these people who are going to like treatment centers and checking in?
I'm assuming you probably have to get like 3 months, or you probably you have to check in and get like a couple weeks or months sober until they give you this gift card. But homeless people, which I'm just applying meth users to homeless as well. You could already say it's a huge percentage of them like overlap.
Right.
They are not gonna get enticed by this. They're not, bro. They're not gonna go like, "Oh, a gift card if I get sober and change my life." Not like I should care about my own life, my family, my potential children, my parents, my siblings. Like the actual things you should care about as a person. It's a gift card that's gonna change my life.
Yeah, no,
bro. And this is, California knows this. California knows that, you know, incentivizing meth heads with money to get sober and change their lives is not going to work, because guess what? Like the ultimate motivation, I guess, in life would be like to not be, you know, living on the street, to not be addicted to drugs. A lot of these, if you watch a lot of these interviews with like super heavy into it drug users who are like on the street, they look like they're covered in filth and have all these like, you know, needle scars. They're literally saying like, I hate this, like I hate this life, but I get sick without the drugs, so I need. They're like, they call the devil. They like, they don't speak of it like it's a good time. None of them are going like, yo, this is the lit. It's a party over here. All of them are saying like, yo, like I'm trapped in this shit and I want to get out desperately. They're not gonna go like, oh yes, bro, you know, $100, $200 gift card. Like, I'm gonna get sober now. And like I said, California knows this. This is just like another way for California to like just use our tax dollars. And also like some stupid fucking people out there probably voting for this bullshit too. They probably live in San Francisco. They're probably, and I don't know, LA as well, but they're probably like, yes, give them money.
Yeah, I don't think giving them a gift card is the solution. And like, where? Are they getting like Jamba Juice gift cards?
You know what I want to see is someone on YouTube like doing videos where they like see new shit coming out like this, and they're like, all right, let me exploit this for a video. And like they just,
it feels like these are all like memes at this point.
I know, like it's like people have been saying that, like it just feels like we're living in a South Park episode constantly. Let's give meth users a gift card if they can prove they've been sober. But I wonder how long they have to be sober for. Or it says 24-week outpatient program. So Gotta be sober for a couple months, I'm guessing.
Damn near half a year.
Okay. This video this thing is pretty fucked up. I was gonna ask.
This is their show.
I know. Chrisean Rock asked if it was too late to get an abortion after finding out she was 20 weeks pregnant. Babe, how far is 20 weeks from a womanly perspective?
Full term is like 38 to 40 weeks, I believe. I don't know.
Look it
exactly.
Up. What's a full term pregnancy? Sure. I think you're right, but 20 weeks is heavy.
That's halfway there.
That's pretty heavy in. That's not like, even like me who doesn't have the numbers off the top of my head. I'm not a pregnancy expert. Sorry guys, I'm also an idiot, but
39 weeks and 40 weeks.
She's halfway there. She's halfway into creating a new life form. And honestly, what's interesting about this is it's been a huge topic and a huge argument, especially in the political sphere for a while, about like abortion, whether abortion should be allowed or not allowed. People arguing against abortion are literally saying like, people are there. I feel like a lot of them are saying like, people are taking it too far, where they're making the abortion limit like too far out. They're saying like at that point it's too developed, and that some of them are saying like there's no point of like where it's okay, it's never okay, right? But some of them are saying like, bro, some of these rules are like it's too developed to say it's fine. You know what I mean? Like at that point, like it's already like you could damn near already say it's a person. Like it's like there's no going around it. But so it's kind of like this conversation is like entering the abortion argument, whether it's like
and
it should be okay or not. Because did you watch the video?
I haven't watched this episode yet, but I watched the first episode of the new season, and she was like they're already like hella fighting on the first episode or whatever.
So they're back?
No, this is old shit.
Okay.
So like now it's just finally coming out or whatever.
I see.
And he just like she's like he's like complaining like just talking hella shit to her, and she's like, you wanted this baby and now you're saying you don't. And it's like you're like she was like he kept
she was complaining about saying I'm gonna keep this baby, F him, all that stuff. And
then I guess now I don't know what's gonna happen on the next episode, but she's like talking to her mom too, and like she's like, I think I want to like get the abortion, and her mom's like, no, like don't,
because it's too late,
blah blah blah. Yeah, exactly. But she's like, no, he doesn't want to have a baby with me. Like, and she's like, I damn near don't want. I'm like, oh my God, talking like that is crazy. She's like, I damn near don't want to have this baby either.
Dude.
But I'm just like, this is crazy to see on TV.
You see, like, Paul Lord and I.
So open.
And I were like talking about this. Let us tell it.
I know, exactly.
Paul Lord and I were kind of not talking about this, but Paul and I were kind of talking about how like laws are kind of made, laws to follow, like the speed limit and certain like just simplistic little shit. Like those laws are made there for like the simpletons. You know what I mean? Like it's made for like the people who like need someone to tell them like, yo, don't drive too fast on this road or whatever it is, right? And I feel like the laws like on abortion are like also there to tell people like who probably won't understand like, yo, you're basically like killing a full-term baby here. You can't expect everyone to have the common sense to like follow these, not to go too fast on the road, not to slam a whole bottle of liquor and drive, you know what I mean? Like, so you have to make these certain laws and shit like that. And I really feel like, bro, I know Riley's a huge Chrisean advocate and she loves her.
I'm not a Chrisean advocate.
You love her.
I don't love her either.
Okay, sorry, not this.
I could see where he's a fucking horrible person and he like really is not a good person. But I'm not to say that she doesn't do crazy shit as well. They're obviously both very flawed.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying like from the perspective,
he does put her down in horrible situations and like really like is crazy.
If I was like a woman and I had like a 20-week baby in me, I would like probably at least do the quick little 2-minute Google search and be like, how long until baby's ready?
She knows this.
40?
Everybody knows this. This is obviously...
We didn't know until we searched it up. But anyways, in this video,
I did know.
Like I just feel like, bro, like she like almost like it feels like she's like acting childish, like the way she rolls her eyes.
She's like 21.
And that's what I'm saying. Well, is she still?
Yeah. Well, I think she's 22 now, maybe, or maybe she just turned 21. I have no clue.
21, 22. I feel like it's still no excuse to kind of react like that to like realizing you can't get an abortion.
Yeah, no.
She's like, ugh, I can't. It's like, bro, you don't think like this is a fucked up situation and like you should just like approach it like more like, oh, seriously, like, bro, she really it feels like she like doesn't, you know, at first when the news came out that they were separating and she's like, I want to keep this baby, blah blah, I was really thinking like, oh, like, nah, she cares, you know, she's gonna be a good mom, like she cares. Now I'm thinking like, bro,
it was just too late,
like we have to wait for this to wait, are we gonna get a copyright stricken for showing this, you think?
No,
I don't think so, right?
It's just a trailer.
I have to wait for it to reload. Oh, I mean to reshow from the beginning.
Is this where she fights her sister?
Sean, my name's Courtney. I'll be getting you prepped for your ultrasound if you'd like to follow me.
Okay, here we go.
This is the face. That's the lower lip, upper lip. You are 20 weeks pregnant.
Is it too late?
Her face right there.
Is it too late? That's fucked up, bro. That's a fucked up question to ask. I would phrase it a little differently, bro. Even if I wanted to ask, is it too late? I'd be like, what's usually like the you know, like what's the acceptable terms of abortion? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I would not be like, is it too late?
I think at this point we all know Chrisean has no chill.
Yeah, it's too late.
Wow, I'm not talking to you.
Bro.
Her facial expression.
Bro.
What the fuck?
And you know what's funny? When I did that video the other day where I went around Hollywood Boulevard asking people questions, I asked someone, I forgot what question I asked, but I asked someone, and I was like, what's like some advice you can give to someone younger, you know, than you, or like or the younger version of yourself? And then they said like, listen to your elders, right? And I feel like that's for sure true. Like, bro, I feel like, you know, I've definitely dealt with that attitude of thinking like, bro, you're old, man. Like, you know, you don't know nothing about Instagram or YouTube. Like, well, what kind of advice can you offer? But they can give you like advice or wisdom that like is such a blanket statement that it will cover YouTube, whatever, Vimeo, it'll cover anything. It's like a life advice that covers anything. So it's like there's a lot of stuff you can learn from older people. When your mom tells you it's too late and you're like, oh, mom. Dude, I was like, oh, that's kind of fucked up, dude.
State of California, termination.
Does she have a tattoo on the side of her head?
We
talked about this?
No, but when we were watching the first season, me, Vashti, and Gina, we thought it was like she tattooed like a cornrow on her head. Cause doesn't it look like she like a braid?
At least the one line on top.
Yeah, so we're like, did she tattoo a cornrow? But no, I think it's like some religious piece possibly.
Is allowed until viability. If your decision is going to be based on the paternity, I cannot guarantee that you'll have those results back.
Okay, so this lady right here, I feel like she's leaning towards she doesn't want to abort the baby because she knows it's too late, but because of California laws, she's telling her like, we can abort her based on like your opinion of when you think it's okay or not. And she's but she throws in there like, oh, like I don't think your application or whatever it is going to make it back in time. But then if you listen further, listen to what Blueface says.
In time?
It's really up to her to be like,
because they want a
yeah,
paternity.
I'm doing this, fuck y'all, or no, I'm not, fuck you.
You see, Blueface says like, it's up to her. Like, it's either fuck you all I want to or fuck you all I'm not. Like, isn't that crazy?
They're just crazy.
What were you gonna say? A paternity? I just want to listen to what Blueface is gonna say. But what were you gonna say?
Because he wants to get, or they wanted to get a paternity test to make sure it was Blueface's.
Oh my god!
Because he said if he in the first episode he said, if I find out this isn't my baby, like it's fuck you and that kid.
So you think that's what is gonna come out?
That's what she just said. She's like, if you want the results of the paternity test, it's gonna be too late.
Oh, that okay. Sorry, I misread that. So that's what it is. And Blueface is going on the thing of get rid of it regardless. It seems like.
I don't know.
Right? I don't know. Cause her mom gets mad at him.
I'm waiting for her to be on that.
Yeah.
Okay, Mom, you're not gonna stop me from telling him, Mom. I don't tell him it's not gonna be on my head. Look, let me go, Mom.
It seems like Blueface and her mom get in an argument.
I don't know. We're
So
gonna have
it's
to watch.
like I'm assuming he wants it to happen, and she clearly doesn't want it to happen. So I don't know. It's confusing. What do you want me to open here? You just have.
Oh, I think that might have just been the page.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, babe, what is this about?
All right. So, Cardi B was performing in Vegas, and I guess a clip came out where she threw a microphone at somebody who threw a drink at her.
Mm-hmm.
And then today, I guess more details came out. And before Cardi B, somebody like threw water at her, and she's like, "Put it on my pussy."
Why'd you say it like that?
Because it was so awkward.
It says right here, Cardi B says, "Splash my pussy, not my face, bitch."
No, okay. So first she says that, so everybody's
She
thinking,
says, "Splash my pussy."
yeah. So everybody's probably thinking, "Oh, it's good. We could throw our fucking drinks at her." And then the girl threw it, and it hit her face. And then Cardi B chucked that mic.
I saw some clip. I'm not sure if it's confirmed or not, but I saw some clip where it was like, first I saw one clip saying, "Damn, Cardi B got good aim," because the mic like hit some lady like right on like in the shoulder or something like that, maybe even the head. But I saw some other clip come out. It was like it like zoomed in and slowed everything down, where it shows one hand, like there's like two hands. It shows one hand throwing the cup, and then the hand like receding and walking away, and then the other hand stays, and then she chucks it at the lady who has her hand up. And like basically like the clip was saying like, "Damn, Cardi B hit the wrong lady," and I was thinking like that's a lawsuit right there if the lady really wants to. But I feel like some Cardi B fans are like such huge fans, they're gonna be like, "Let me just keep the microphone" or something. I don't know.
So then today when I was like just scrolling down to look for topics or whatever, and I put this on there, I see that apparently the day before she did another performance, right? It's kind of like a long clip, but she's doing a whole performance. The DJ keeps stopping the track where like she's like actually singing herself or whatever, but she's like doing a good job, and I'm not thinking anything of it. But it says like wait for it, and as soon as the song ends, she chucks her mic at the DJ because she's like pissed at the DJ, and she storms off.
Bro, she gotta be careful of that.
And somebody commented she's getting way too comfortable with that microphone.
Yeah, for real, dude. Someone gotta give her like a mic with the foam around it now. She's gonna hurt someone, dude.
So I don't know if she was like pissed that he kept cutting the music, or what? Why she was mad.
Wait, let's see. I want to see her. A bunch of money? No, okay.
So
no,
first,
like
yeah,
confetti.
I'm thinking, oh, maybe she's pissed about this confetti flying.
She should know there's confetti. Damn, you can't even see anything. There's so much confetti.
And I'm just like, what's gonna happen?
Apparently, confetti is like a huge fire hazard. If you light one, all the rest of them in there are fucking going up too.
Confetti and the pyro.
Imagine just look how long it takes some of those pieces of confetti to hit the ground. Imagine just
look.
Oh,
and
damn.
walks off.
Bruh. I know Cardi B actually had real jobs before she became a huge celebrity, but it just like comes off as like such a like, I don't know, like thing where you're acting like a spoiled brat. It's like you're throwing your mic at him. But then we also seen other celebrities, I forgot who it was, but we've seen other rappers like full on just like take their fucking DJ's laptop and toss it, or even like punch them because they're like, bruh, you're fucking up my set. Like you're ruining my whole thing here.
But I was thinking like you usually know who your DJ is. Like that's your go-to person, right? But I guess at some certain performances they'll have the person for them.
But you know how like you see like I get frustrated when we're late for 10 Talks or miss an episode. Imagine how frustrated some artists get when they have 40,000 raging Cardi B fans and the DJ's just like ruining your song. You're like, bruh.
But it wasn't bad. It's like when they cut the music and the crowd's supposed to sing that part.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. You shouldn't throw your mic at your DJ, right?
She was so pissed.
And then also, like I said, bro, like you're not gonna kill anyone with the mic, but you could break a tooth.
Yeah, you could hurt. That shit's heavy.
Crack a nose. Like you caused the right injury. That's for Cardi B. That's gonna be like $1 million lawsuit.
She's chucking that.
Exactly, like full force.
Yeah, that hurts.
And not only that, there's tons of clips to prove it. It's like just like
that's crazy.
Just a million clips showing the what's happening.
I thought this would make you happy.
Really?
I have to pee. You should listen to it.
Okay, let's
son of a bitch, and to allow this to happen.
Let's our country. Why would this make me happy?
Somebody that's not at the top of his game, never was at the top of a game, never was. We have a guy who's a dumb son of a bitch, and to allow this to happen, our country. Somebody.
Yeah, I don't know why this would make me happy, but one thing I for sure definitely noticed, at least, this is very subjective evidence here, but I think it was like with 2 people or 3 people I had asked when I did my stream where I went on Hollywood Boulevard and I was asking 10 questions to random people I saw on the boulevard. And one of the questions was, what do you think about our president? And every single person that I talked to that I could tell they're probably a little bit more left-leaning politically, when I asked, like, what do you think about the president? I was already expecting that anyone who's even like, a little bit slightly left-leaning is not going to be like, bruh, or, at least a little bit heavier, I feel like, is not going to be like, dude, like, at least admit, or, like, it seems a little bit embarrassing that our president's a complete, like, it just seems like he's not fit to do the job right now, in his physical state. And, and honestly, and with a couple of people I asked, like, they were just like, I think he's doing as good of a job as he can right now. Like their answers, like, they could not say he's doing a bad job, so, I don't know, like, obviously Donald Trump hates this fool, but, I don't know why you're saying this is gonna make me happy.
I just thought you would laugh.
I never voted for Donald. I never voted once in my life, actually. But
I know. I just.
But I do. I don't despise Biden, but I just think it's so like, bro. I grew up, like, like knowing that, like, bro, the president, even back in the day, I forgot what president it was, but I think it was like FDR. It was like one of the presidents where he got like some sort of sickness where his legs stopped working. And he had to be in a wheelchair permanently, but no one knew he was in a wheelchair until after his presidency, or like some people knew, but during his presidency, anytime he had to do a conference or anything like that, they had set up like a special little podium, or they had someone holding him. Basically, anytime he was in the public eye, they didn't want anyone to know that he was in a wheelchair, because
they didn't want to seem weak.
Yeah, exactly. Even though, like, it's like someone in a wheelchair isn't fucking weaker just because in the wheelchair, but in like the political view of having a president in a wheelchair, it makes the country seem weak. So they were taking it super seriously, like
other countries
trying to hide,
exactly,
hide the fact that the president's like sick or is dealing with a sickness or whatever it is. And like our president, there's so many clips of him just fucking babbling, like just we saying weird shit, fucking falling over, like all this stuff, and you're like, bruh, what is this making that, like, people already always thought that Americans were idiots, you know what I mean? Like, they don't use our measuring system, they don't know this, they don't know that, like, they don't know geography, that you ask them anything about anywhere else out of the United States, they don't know shit. And then we get a president like this, it like solidifies Americans are idiots, Yeah. It's over with.
I just thought that was crazy.
There's nothing we can do. All right, what happened
so,
here?
Dude, I guess it looks like there was like a fair in New York of some sort, and this ride, there's like always this certain type of ride at a fair or the pier. They have something sort of like
amusement
this as well.
park.
Exactly, where it goes forward hella fast, and sometimes they'll go backwards. And I guess it malfunctioned, and these people were going backwards for like almost 10 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Like, you think the Harry Potter being stuck is bad? That, you're sick.
And you're going backwards, and like they're going a good enough speed
It's fast.
you hop off that and like it's over with. But I have seen some videos, I think it was like in India or something like that, where there was a ride going around that fast, and some dude went whoop, like jumped on the ride, went around a couple circles, and just like stepped off, all finessed, like. So if they had that technique, they could probably get off the ride.
It's probably hella kids though.
No, for sure, and probably parents and shit. But you know what's funny? This is a conspiracy theory of mine. I'm probably, wrong here, but I was really thinking that amusement parks, a lot of them, I feel like were built, Disneyland already is pretty old, but they make new rides all the time. But I feel like a lot of the amusement parks we have, Knott's Berry Farm, guys, I'm 29 years old. I've been going to Knott's Berry Farm since I was like younger than 9. You know what I mean? Like, I've gone there as a kid, and they have the exact same ghost ride. They have all these same rides. Silver Bullet, I've done that. I was like a 10-year-old or something like that, or like 11. A lot of these rides are like hella old, and I know they go through maintenance and stuff like that, but I was really thinking, like, are we getting to an age where, maybe it's just popular to post clips like this of amusement park rides failing, or maybe just you see more clips like this because we're in the social media age. But is it because like amusement parks are getting older? We see more and more failures and shit like this happening.
No, I think it's always happened.
You just didn't see it, right?
Yeah, it was just wasn't posted like this.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's just like a thing where you see something wrong, you're like, bro, I'm filming this shit. And also, like, I have to say, like, this gives me, you know, that fear of you know, technology, like electric operated rides, where, you know, like Tesla, for example, is a electric vehicle compared to a gas. A lot of gas cars, especially older gas cars, the window is manual. You don't got to rely on any switches, any wires, no nothing. All you got to rely on is this fucking crank to open and close the window. There's nothing that can go wrong other than this crank breaking, and very unlikely. The door, you pull the lever, unlatches a hatch, you know, it takes a little thing, a pin out, boom, the door opens. It's just like, there's nothing that can go wrong there unless like some sort of mechanical failure. But then every door has to experience the same mechanical failure. So like, you can get out the car regardless. With Teslas and other electronic like operated rides and cars and all that stuff, it's just like, bro, that shit really scares you. Like, bro, one chip, you mean like one drop of water lands on a chip, it's over with. You go backwards for 10 minutes until and then also
10 minutes is wild. Those rides are like less than a minute.
They got more than they paid for. Imagine some dude gets off the ride, he's like, encore, let's go, let's do it again the other way. Yeah, I don't know, bro. That shit definitely fucking makes me scared. But I've said this before as well, where like we've been talking about on the Biggest Bros about going to amusement park for, you know, Houseone's birthday or for Biggest Bros stream. But the older I get, the less interested I am on going on rides. It's like, for me when I was younger, it used to be that the thrill overweighed the fear. I was more excited. I was more excited to go on a ride and be like, yes, this is so fun. And I knew like, oh, something could go wrong, but I was like, I don't care. This is too much fun. Like, I want to do it. Now, maybe I'm just like, so like,
we think about it too much.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking too much or I have anxiety now or some shit like that. But now I'm like, bro, after what happened to me on the Harry Potter ride, I'm telling you, bro, like, it sounds like I over exaggerated, but I was going to have like a panic attack. I was going to literally start screaming. I was 20 seconds away from like screaming, help me, I need to get out of here, like my ribs broke, blah, blah, like I don't know, I have diabetes, like, hey, get me out please. Like, I was gonna scream anything to get out of there, for sure.
Dude, I used to be so adventurous.
Same
with that shit too.
I used to really not care, but also like I feel like
but now it's like, no, it hurts my stomach. Like when we went we jumped off the cliff in Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
I was like, before, like I was like, no problem, I could do this. And then like, cause I used to love doing shit like that, you know, jumping off tall things, I guess. And
or into water.
Yeah, or like just like the dropping type of rides, like the big ass.
Yeah.
Like I loved that stuff.
No, same.
And then when we were like about to jump, like I couldn't. It like took me like a whole minute to convince myself it was gonna be okay.
Well, that's why it's like, you know, like the older you get, I feel like I've for sure noticed this, and it's not even like I'm tripping anymore. I'm for sure convinced because I've known so many people that have like I've seen get older in my life. I've met, you know, I've known people who are like who are like 30 years old, and they're like, bro, I'm too old to do nothing, man. Like I can't, you know, like, no, I'm too old to do that. I'm too old to, and they like enter this mentality of like, I'm too old to do nothing. You know what I mean? Like, but then you'll see like some, you know, people in parkour or like skateboarders or you know, like people playing basketball or something like that. Like if you stay active as a person in your older ages or just like throughout your whole life, you're always gonna like remain, you know, active. Like you're not ever gonna get to that age where you're like, I can't even run down a basketball court without busting out my knee type shit, because you just keep doing it, you know. And you know, it's crazy or like just random. Rylee and I were watching this Peter Santinella video the other day, and honestly, guys, I did not expect to like this video so much. I loved it. It just put me in a good mood. For real, there's certain Peter Santinella videos where I see it, I'm like, oh, I'm clicking this, I'm watching this right away, right? Like I know this is gonna be interesting. He posted this video recently, and it was like interviewing this dude who lives in like rural Appalachia. So he lives in like rural Appalachia, like in the middle of the mountains. He lives on a farm. He doesn't have electricity. He lives off the land. Pretty much stuff. Amish lifestyle. Yeah, he like, and he looks Amish as well, but he like lives this like, and he drives a carriage. He basically like lives like an Amish person, but he's not. He doesn't practice the religion. He's not, you know, Amish person actually, but he's Christian. but he's not an Amish person. But either way, I saw that video get recommended to me, and I like didn't click on it like 3-4 times because I was like, I'm not that interested. One day, Rylee and I, actually it was when we were setting up the computer. I was like, all right, we're just gonna be walking around the living room right now. Let me put on some like audio type thing so we could just listen to it. I put on that podcast. I mean, it's not a podcast. It's like an interview where he's like walking around with him, working with him, doing all this stuff. That shit was so interesting. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because we're talking about injuries and, like when a lot of people, when they get older, they get into this mentality of like, oh, I'm too old to do shit. This dude in the interview, he literally said that like he broke both of his feet and the doctor was telling him like, you're not going to be able to walk straight for the rest of your life. You're going to have to use crutches or be in a wheelchair. Like, there's no way your feet are going to get healed. And he said he was so depressed by the news that he was planning on jumping off a cliff. It was so sad, guys. Like, he was planning on jumping off a cliff. He's like, I was going to say goodbye to my horses and just jump. Like he really loved his horses. But it was like so sad. But then he said that, like, he's religious. He's like, God gave me the energy and the courage to continue living. And he told me not to jump. And then he said that, like, God told him, obviously, like, I'm not superstitious. I don't believe in God. Like, I guess somewhat superstitious, but I'm like, I don't believe in God like that, where I think he's going to give you a message to do shit. But he's really, a religious like that. And he was saying that God was giving him a message saying, you're going to be healed, blah, 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 blah. And
but also he kind of explained that as well, because Peter was like, so when you say you hear God or God gives you a message, like, you hear him actually like talking to you. Like, he was kind of like wanted to get like what he meant, and he was like, no, like, I don't actually like hear a voice, but like I just get like overwhelmed with like a feeling, and it just is like
probably guilt
or just like I know that I don't like I shouldn't do this.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's
like he's like,
morals.
that's the God telling me inside. It's not God saying it, but it's just my feeling that's overwhelmingly taking over my body.
Exactly.
That I have to trust it.
But he had like said that God told him he was going to get healed. He didn't believe it. And then if you watch the thing that we're telling you, like, search Peter Santinello. It's his most recent video with the Amish dude. Well, he looks like he's Amish, but bro, he's jumping around like fucking Tarzan, bro. He was like jumping like from branch to branch, and he's like, oh, can't get down, I gotta slide. And like he like slid down the tree, and it was like, what the fuck? It looked like a movie. Like, he was like attached to like one of those harnesses. He looked like a chimpanzee.
Yeah,
dude.
It was so funny.
He was literally going from branch to branch, just like fucking hopping around, like no problem. I was like, bro, like using his feet and shit. I was like, holy crap, dude.
It was so funny.
But you would have never even thought his feet were ever broken. And he's like, he's like, doctors told me I couldn't walk again type shit, But it's probably the whole reason I brought up this whole thing is because it's probably because he lives a very active lifestyle.
And healthy.
He is not like sitting around, on the computer or on the couch. He's literally like farming and doing shit all day, every day. And guess what? Like you always can build muscle. You know what I mean? Like, just by like working out or doing certain stuff, you build muscle. By walking around, you build muscle. And he probably just built muscle around his fucking broken bones.
He eats all the vegetables he grows. So he only eats the fresh vegetables and shit.
It was such a good
very wholesome.
There was like one story he told. Should we say it?
About the horse?
The horse?
Sure.
I don't want to like spoil it, because I feel like it was such a good moment.
Yeah, you should watch it.
But like, I feel like you guys should watch it. Maybe we'll say next episode for anyone that like ended up not watching it, but like, so we can give the opportunity. But yeah, no, I don't want to spoil anything. But he gives this like, Peter Santinello asks him like, do you ever learn anything from your animals? Like, any lessons from your animals? And then he goes, let me answer your question with the story. And then he like tells his whole story.
I like that though.
And I was like, damn, it's such a nice. It was like such a good story.
It was a good answer.
And yeah, I was like, damn, like, I bet you if someone were to have that dude sit down on like a 2-minute interview or something like that, people would be like, this hillbilly, like, he's probably an idiot, uneducated, blah blah, whatever. But he had so much wisdom. You know what I mean? Like, he was hella wise, and he's probably younger than I was. You know what I mean? Like, but
100%.
That just comes from like the lifestyle he lives. All right, last
topic.
So
I saw this too, and I thought it was funny because Yuri and I earlier were watching German in Venice, and he went to like this Halloween Midsummer Haunt convention or whatever, and all these people were like tricked out in these like like realistic horror type people costumes. And he was like just talking about how expensive like all those masks and stuff were. And today I saw this, and it was just so weird, and it looked so realistic. So I guess this Japanese man dropped $20,000 on this lifelike dog costume to like see how it is to go on a walk in public.
Yeah. And
it is creepy. Like, that looks like a real dog.
It looks creepy, you know, for sure. And like, it's like another one of those examples of just like people finding random things to identify as, and they're like, this is me, and they just expect people to be okay with it. But if you watch this, I watched like some long clip of them taking this fool around and trying to get people's reactions. A lot of people are not fucking with it. They're like looking at him from a distance
weird.
and keeping their hands away. They're like, what the fuck is even going on here? Because, and you're like, you can't even get mad at him. You can't be like, oh, you're not seeing me as a dog. That's what I identify as. It's like, bruh, this looks abnormal. I'm wondering how he's squishing into that thing.
Yeah.
Is he walking on his knees?
Like, why does it look like the perfect body?
I think he's walking on his knees, because there's no way he's like, I was thinking about it, like, how is he doing that?
The girl's all patting his butt.
And this is in Japan. We were just watching a Disney video about Japan, how, like, it's 100 degrees out there. He must be dying in that thing. It must be, like, so hot, bro.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Imagine, like, you walk into a bar one day.
People be fucking with the furry shit.
And one of those dogs is, like, sitting at the bar with a drink. You're like, yo, what's your name?
I'd be like,
woof, woof.
I would think I was, like, losing it at that point.
You asked the bartender.
I got drugged.
I know, at the bar? Now you're saying a fucking dog. Oh my god. I don't know what Beans' reaction would be. If you watch the video,
Beans would freak the fuck out.
There's like some dogs walking past them, and like the dogs don't even like, whenever like we see any other, or Beans sees any other dog, or a lot of other dogs see any other dog, that's their primary focus instantly. They're either excited or at least like wary, or like, you know, worried, or they're just like paying attention to the other dog. There's so many dogs that walk past that thing and they're like what the fuck, and they just instantly like they don't fuck with it. They're like, bro,
this is not.
That's not right. It smells like Cheetos, but it's a dog.
What the hell? But yeah, I mean, those are all my topics.
Yeah, good luck to this person. You see, like, you know, kudos to that lady. I don't know who that lady is. She's making this dude's world go round right now. Like, if it wasn't for this photographer, this filmer, and that lady, if this guy continues this, 5 years from now, he's gonna be fucking straddling down this same old street, and everyone's just gonna be looking at him like, bruh.
Here's dog guy.
Here's dog guy again.
Doing his daily laps.
Even remember when we were in SF and there was like that dude with the dick umbrella spraying the water everywhere? Everyone at the bar was like, wow, so cool. 15-20 minutes passed by, he does it again. It turned from wow, it's so cool to, yo, like, you know, that water's kind of getting on me, like chill out.
Okay, enough.
Couple 15-20 more minutes pass by, he does it again, and then like at one point the bartender tells Rylee like, he's here all the time, like
he always has a new gag.
And like the bartenders are like sick of him. They're like, bro, like,
yeah,
he does this all day every day. Like, you know, you think it's cool the first time you see it, and then like, you know, 2 years in, you're like, bro, we get it. What are you gonna do with this ability of wearing this dog costume? You think it has
he got posted.
You think it has a hole under the tail?
It looks like it.
You think he could shit out that thing?
Ew.
Oh my god, bro. Imagine taking that to the dry cleaners. They're like, yo, what the fuck am I washing here?
I want that girl has to pick up the shit.
I wonder who that. She looks American. She doesn't look Japanese, but I wonder if she's like the girlfriend, the owner. Like, who is this?
It's giving girlfriend vibes.
Yeah. Would you support me?
For your stream?
We have a child together. We've been married for 2 years. Been in a relationship for 7, and then I'm like, babe.
This is too far.
I'm like, babe. You know, YOLO. You only live once. I don't know how long, you know, like anyone is on Earth for, and I can't continue living if I don't chase my dreams
of shitting in the park.
And I want you to walk me like a dog as I wear this costume.
Fuck no.
You'd be like, oh wow, really?
How would you feel if I said that to you? Why
that's
walk
like,
me and pick my poop up?
That's like ultra kinky and weird.
That's so weird. It's weird that it's kinky.
I would assume kinky if I saw that. Especially if it's a dude walking a girl. Your parents would hate me.
That's so shit.
They'd be like, what the
I would never
fuck?
want that.
Yeah, you would never do that. But if like your parents got a whiff of me walking you through the park.
If my parents saw me walking you, they'd be like, Rylee, you've lost it.
They would probably have an intervention for you.
They'd be so concerned.
They would call an intervention and be like, all right, this
has gone too far.
This is a step too far. We understand the streams, blah, 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 this. This is not, like, this is way too far. We're good on this one. Either way, guys, we have made it a full 2 hours, basically. Let's go. Shout out to everyone that's been a part of this whole thing. Should we take one last shot to end off the stream?
Sure.
Here, can you pour them up?
It's a wrap.
Guys, we will do a short after show, like about 30-45 minutes after this, but I'm letting you guys know right now it'll probably be about like 10-15 minutes until we get into the after show. What's in there?
Can you give me a napkin?
Oh no.
It's ash.
It's ash. Oh, you ashed in your cup. But yeah, guys, we're gonna get into an after show, like a whole new stream. Like always, we always do the 10 Talks episodes. Then we end the stream, start a new stream for the after show, so we can actually read the chat, interact with you guys, and see what's going on. We're gonna do that in like 10-15 minutes after we end this stream.
Let's go, baby. Sorry, guys. There's a little flake of ash, and I cannot do that.
Just grab it.
Bruh. Brusky.
Also, reminder, like always, guys, if you guys want to send us anything, we have an open PO box. The address is in the description. It's the Burbank one. Our original one was like located in North Hollywood. This one is a little closer to home. This one is in Burbank. The address is in the description. It's like 11535. Don't take my words for it. Just look in the description. But either way, send that over there. Shout out to Ally in the chat as well. I just saw that right now really quick. Shout out to Spliff Mode. Guys, we're gonna take this last shot and end this stream. Yo, shout out to everyone in here right now. Appreciate you guys so much, man. Also, I think in the next 2-3 months we're gonna see an evolution of Rylee's streams.
Or blocks.
We already ordered like a little neon sign.
Did you get it?
No, it's gonna come someday soon. But yeah, we already got a little neon sign coming for Rylee and shit like that. So I'm excited.
Me too.
Like I said, it's just like I have this attachment to my computer where first thing I do when I wake up is like rub my eyes, waddle over, sit down right here. It's just like my thing to do. I just yeah, it's like I have to check on my computer. I'm always on my computer basically. So Rylee he does help with a ton of stuff, and it will make it easier if you had own setup, and it basically you do now.
Let's go.
All right, yo, cheers everyone.
Thank you guys so much.
Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys like in 10-15 minutes for the after show.
We love you. I'm so awkward. Sorry, guys.
I forgot we were sharing a chaser. Ugh. I was about to kill it. All right, yo, shout out to everyone. We're going to end this. Give me 1 second to get my mouse on the right spot. And we're sending Rylee to the gulag. All right, peace, everyone. Shout out to everyone in the chat.